silhouette. She loves the cocaine, but cocaine don't love her back. When she's upset, she talks to Maury and takes deep breaths. She's a 90s supermodel. Way back in high school when she was a good Christian, I used to know her, but she's got a new best friend. A drag queen.
It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. For years, we've done the Punch-Out in St. Petersburg, and it is easily my favorite thing that we've ever done. And then the new company that bought us said no, and they pulled the rug right out from underneath us, and I thought, this sucks. And I'm telling you, for the last year, I went up to my boss and I go, what if we do it this way? What if we do it this way? What if I buy it and I pitch it as a non-company? There's no way. Now these guys are bringing their fight, the Carnival of Combat, here. This is Jason Ellis and Louis J Gomez.
The gay guy, remember everybody?
You're gay?
I am not gay.
You are.
Yeah, it's time. In time. Yeah. Would you be attracted to Louis?
Hell no.
No, right? But you know what bothers me so much? Louis has slept with so many girls that I find attractive.
Why does that bother you?
No, because I'm
You're
fat
jealous?
and I can't bang them. Yeah, no,
Aren't you powerful?
yeah, but I'm
Can't you
married
bang, like,
too.
Some Florida. Yeah, but you guys don't care about that.
No, I'm married. I'm married like to a really
You
hot
love her?
girl, and I do love her.
You're
We've been
not a
married
cheater.
for 20 something
Have
years.
you ever cheated?
No, not when I've been married. Look at that solid
Oh, you're
face.
going to the ugly thing again, or are you just saying that you're not lying face?
This is my ugly, not lying face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get a little bit of both. I don't feel like I would do better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't blow
You
this
know
one.
that the grass is not greener on the other side.
Yes.
Yeah, that's smart.
And also, I found a picture last night of my wife and I when we were dating.
Yeah.
And I had blonde hair, like bleach blonde, spiky hair, like the guy from Smash Mouth.
Wow, you're
and she still loved
on the
me.
cutting edge.
And I
That's
had
crazy.
no money or anything. So
Yeah.
how I could screw that up. Gary Goldman used to say,
frosted tips and
frosted
fat,
tips and fat. Well,
and you got married.
don't when you say it, it's a lot worse than when I say it.
Yeah, you're not a fat guy. You can't call other people fat.
I'm a fat guy.
No,
you're in shape.
you're the gay guy. I'm the fat guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great.
Okay.
We established that on the last show.
That could be a great
we did.
radio show.
Listen to me. You roll your eyes about it, but I never got to interview you before, and your story was very interesting to me. And so shut up from over there. I don't want to fight with you. I didn't like Louis when I first met him, and
Yeah,
now I
he's
like him a
annoying.
lot. Well, I didn't understand him, and then I
Hey,
understand
you
him.
got to understand him. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a tough pill to swallow.
You are you're.
So I'm trying to turn Jason on right now.
I like to relax, and you make my heart beat faster.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you for it, but I'm very jealous. Natalie Cuomo, it was so hot to me until I met her and talked to her, and now I don't find her attractive anymore at all.
She's a great girl.
You know,
I have great relationships with all of my exes. They're all great and hilarious.
I don't think she likes you anymore.
You don't think so?
That's not the sentiment she shared with me.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I think that.
Picked up on that.
But let me just tell you, you are
She
a
doesn't
lot.
like me. I like her.
You know
She's
who,
great.
You know who you are. You're Lester from the Casino, the one James Wood plays. How you can manipulate these beautiful girls to do things that I mean, I'm a pretty good crap talker.
Yeah.
But you have really pulled. Natalie Cuomo was telling me some things that you two did that I was like, that's some smooth ass stuff, man.
She's a great girl and she's very funny.
Wow, this guy has made several mistakes in his past and knows how to say it now.
These are
Good for
two
you.
lies that you have just said on this show.
No. Honestly, we did end kind of bad, but she says hi to me now.
That doesn't mean
That's
anything.
huge.
That's dude. She
You forced her to marry that nerd.
well, you know what?
Do you think that's why she married that guy?
She wanted the opposite of Louis.
No. And like I said, I'm not going to talk crap about her because she's great, and
Oh, I
he's
don't want-
actually
yeah, I don't
he's a
want-
great comic too, and he's a good dude. I knew him as well,
Mm-hmm.
Dan. Dude, she wanted to fucking settle down.
Whoa!
Whoa.
You can't say that word.
We're on radio.
Yes.
Not a podcast.
Oh,
Remember?
sorry, married. That's
Old-
bad. That's
no.
Wrong word.
Ellis went the whole time, didn't say one curse.
I completely forgot.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's all right. No problem.
Yeah, no, she wanted to go down that path, and I wasn't ready for that. And
Like a marriage path?
Yeah.
Oh no.
For me, like
insane.
after every time
She's
I
not
date a
that
chick,
smart.
after
she might be nice, but she's not smart.
after 6 months or so after dating a chick, I know whether or not it's gonna fucking.
What? Stop saying that.
Wow,
Oh.
that was 5 seconds
Yeah.
after the other one.
I know whether. Stop bringing up my exes.
He's beatable. He's beatable, you guys. He's not that smart, and he talks a lot about how good he is. A lot of skanks talk about how good they are at fighting,
Right?
And they can't fight.
So
They're the worst fighters I've ever
Jason's
seen in my
talking
life.
crap right now. First of all, number one, I never talk about how good I am. I specifically talk about how bad I am. That's why I say this all the time. I mean,
Fighting.
I'm bad at fighting. I'm not good at fighting. I fight real fighters all
But
the
you
time.
have trained
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, I've trained for a little while now, but I'm not particularly good. I'm slow. I'm plodding.
But you're not fighting fighters. You're
No,
fighting
I'm fighting
jerk-offs.
another comedian. So I
Who?
think that
You're fighting the guy that was here last time.
I'm fighting
Yeah.
Tim Butterly.
I'll tell you, I like that guy.
He's a
the
good
man.
guy.
He was funny and he was a good guy. Now, why are you fighting him just to fight, or is it he challenged you?
He's
or
the only guy that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's nobody else in comedy.
size-wise and
If-
skill-wise?
Yeah, they can kind of fight.
Right.
So it's fair. Like I've watched both of them, and I'm like, I don't know who's going to win. It's really fair.
Yeah. It's,
Okay.
And they're both
all right.
comedians, so it's pretty rare
Ti-
for me.
Tim's-
There's no one I can fight. You know,
Hey, you know what's so
like
great?
this dreamer thinks that if he beats Tim, he's going to beat me in a boxing fight. And I'm like, dude, just
Well, you two were supposed to
Move on.
fight. Why hasn't that happened?
because he knew I was going to kill him. Joe
Yeah.
Rogan probably got in his ear and was like, dude, one double leg, and then he knees you in the head. It's what happened. Isn't it?
Joe
Admit
Rogan
it.
doesn't know who you are.
Oh.
Number one. Number two. No, when we were gonna fight MMA. I was training pretty seriously for it,
Right.
and I injured both my knees really, but I had to get knee surgery, and that's why I pulled out of the fight. Jason,
Can you
thinks-
box, Jason?
Jason can box. Yeah.
If you were just boxing, can you box as well?
I can beat anybody.
Anybody boxing?
Yeah.
Anybody.
Anybody
Gio
in
said
the
he'd
world?
kill you.
Who?
Gio said he'd kill you.
No.
You are the most confident guy. You really think that you could beat everybody?
In comedy?
No. In
the UFC?
Oh, you're saying you could box any of these
All normal
comedians.
people I can
Okay,
destroy.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Just boxing.
Any,
You said that you could beat me with one arm tied around your back.
yeah,
And you
especially
believe
boxing.
that?
Like, I know it.
Why do you think that? I think your balance would be so off. It would be too hard to do.
Wait. If I can't use one arm, I'm going to fall over?
No. I think. Don't you
This
think
is how
it'd be
little
hard?
Calta knows about sports.
Don't you? Wait a second.
What
Don't-
is my arm doing that makes me fall over when I'm standing up?
I don't know. I'm not a fighter, so
You're
I don't
saying
know.
if I tie one arm of your arms behind your back, you won't be able to walk anymore?
No, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I'm saying if
exactly.
I had to move around and throw a punch, one punch, I don't know. It just seems to me like that's a disadvantage. But now I will tell you, when you said that to me, I was taking that fight. I was taking
Shit,
it, and
right.
I was like,
Same
"There's
as
no
Lewis.
way I'm going to lose." And then my agent called me up and said, "There's no way you're fighting this guy. He will kill you." And then Galvin said, "He will kill you." And I
Yeah.
said,
Well, he
"Well, I
won't-
don't want to get killed,
He
so
won't
I'm not
kill
fighting."
you, but I probably would have knocked you out.
Like out cold. I don't need that.
Yeah, I don't know
People
how
don't
good. I don't know
recover
how
from
good
that.
your
one hand, which hand? So your right hand tied behind your back.
It won't make
You
any
think you
difference.
could knock him out
He can
cold?
choose which arm I can have. It
I'll
don't
tell you
make
right now,
shit
Jason.
of
I
a
promise
difference.
you, Jason. So you know, I promise you, I will destroy you with one arm tied behind your back.
Yeah.
Destroy you.
Do it
Yeah.
now. Do it right now. He doesn't even flinch.
He's thinking about it.
He's so
He's
confident, though.
looking for a rope to tie his arm down right now.
Doesn't
I
even
just watch him
flinch.
look
I got
around the
rope.
room.
I got rope. Well, I got rope. We'll staple that goddamn arm to your side if we have to.
I just watch his eyes scan the room for a rope.
Do you ever? Oh man, I'd love for you to come out of some gay club and some bully go.
come
Let's
on,
make
man.
fun of this guy, and you just whip the crap out of all of them.
Yeah.
Like I always used to say, I stood next to Randy Couture one time, and I'm like, he's a big dude, but if I didn't know he was a fighter, and we were in the shopping mall and we bumped shoulders, I'd be like, "What's your problem?" And I get killed.
What about Cain Velasquez?
The whole Cain Velasquez's a
he's
monster.
like kind of chubby. He's not even 6 foot tall. Like I've hung out with that guy several times. I'm like, man, maybe I could. No, you cannot. He will take you to the grave.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, guys that are like UFC level, and you know this.
I have to remind you not to curse. I feel like it's coming.
Yeah,
and
no,
the cycle
seriously,
is happening.
seriously.
Yeah.
If he
Been
gets
5
bumped.
minutes.
As soon as I get comfortable,
I know.
just start- but yeah, like you
Pretend one of
guys,
your ex-girlfriends is here.
I've
don't
trained with UFC guys that are like on the roster.
Right.
It's a different level. You're talking about like the regular guy versus a professional athlete who's been training to kill people with his bare hands.
Yeah, that's
it's
all
a
they
whole
do.
it's a whole different thing. So yeah, I mean, Jason with one arm tied behind his back would have definitely beat you.
Yeah, like
I
I
think-
accept that now. I accept that.
I think the majority of normal people think they can fight way better than
Yes.
they actually can.
Yeah.
Yes,
because you
it's
see
a man thing. Like
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me, I've been in the gym for over 10 years, and ladies that try with no lessons. I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
a woman that shows up learns the skill the first day does way better than the man.
Right.
Because the man
Thinks he
is
already
pretty
knows.
sure he already knows.
That's true.
So he doesn't listen to the technique. He's more about, dude, how hard is it to punch a pad? Like, I just punched a pad. And you don't do
I
any
could
of the
kill the pads.
technique. You
Yeah,
know?
well, before you train, I mean, dude, when I was 19 years old, I thought, and I thought I was a tough guy, like really tough.
Yeah.
I would have fought anybody in front of me.
But that does make you tough.
It does, yes, being
But
willing,
just not trained.
But once I started training, I started realizing exactly how not tough I am.
Right.
And I realized and then I trained with guys who are really tough, and I'm like, now I walk around like a frail, scared man. Even though today I am 10 times more able to defend myself than I was when I was 19
You
years
still
old.
know, though.
If you put in the work, it teaches you.
It teaches you that
it's
you
the same
suck.
with any
it's
sport.
crazy.
Like you can think football's good, or you can think that those guys are kind of fast, or whatever it is you think that you could rival with. It's when you get to that, start doing that sport enough to feel how hard it is to do what they're doing,
Yeah.
and then you see them do it right next to you. It's a reality check.
Sure.
You go, because I've talked to Logan Paul at one point. I was like, let's fight, let's move around. He wouldn't do it
Really?
because he knew that like there's levels, and it's like you can be a comedian, you can be a YouTuber, and you can get into boxing. You can be training for 5 or 6 years. That's great.
Right.
You're probably pretty tough. Probably knock out a lot of regular people that aren't trained.
But not fighters.
But you're talking about 10, 15 years of these guys. They don't go one time. They go like 3 times a day.
I wish I would have started my son when he was young because he's like built like a linebacker. He played
Yeah.
football and hockey, and
That's
if
the
he
new
would have
breed
started
of
when he was
MMA
younger,
fighter. They've
yeah,
all
Yeah.
been training since they were little kids.
Right.
So it's not like I'm a kickboxer that's learning wrestling. It's I know everything.
And
I've
it's
been
also
doing
now
it
that
since I
they're-
was a toddler.
Now that there's money going into the sport,
Right.
I mean, now you're going to get black guys. It's going to get wild. The future is going to
Yeah,
be
he's
a
right.
lot of guys
We
that are
lose-
not doing
we
the
lose
NFL.
another sport.
What
They're not doing NFL, not doing basketball. They're going to go into MMA,
Yeah.
and it's going to get wild.
What's your opinion on like boxing and MMA? So you have Tyson Fury fighting Francis Ngannou,
It's so stupid.
right?
Yeah, he's gonna die.
Yeah, exactly. Because he is a boxer. He is arguably the best heavyweight of our lifetime.
And he's also, it's like styles make fights. That guy's
Exactly.
taller than him. He's longer than him.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to get past his reach. His reach is longer than his.
Yeah.
And he has the greatest head movement, footwork. Like, he blocks with his hands. He can take a shot. Like, I honestly think that the guy that, what's his name? Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
Hits harder than
Francis.
Francis.
Yeah.
I just do. I just think that it's a trained boxing punch.
I think it's part of the
Francis's
marketing of
punches
the
are
fight.
very unorthodox and they're not efficient.
Right.
His main thing is he's a freak. His body is so strong and so fast that people can't deal with it. And a lot of those punches, because they're wrong, pros are trying to block like they should, and they sneak up because he throws street punches where his hand is down past his waist, swinging up high, swinging over the top, so it's harder to block it.
Also, I think Francis is going to gas a lot faster in a boxing match than he would in UFC because he can't go to the ground,
Look at
can't
Conor
do any of
McGregor.
that stuff. Yeah.
It's a different thing.
Right,
I don't know how many
exactly.
rounds they're doing, but I'm assuming it would be at least 8.
Yeah,
you
I
can't
think
have a
it-
fight.
And it's weird
Right.
because you think like, oh, he can't go to the ground. It's not. It's very funny because if a boxer goes to MMA, the second he hits the ground and starts grappling,
Yeah.
it's just a different. It's a
Exactly.
different
Well, the other
energy.
thing is-
it's a different output. So it's very funny. It's like whatever you're used to. Because I was always like, oh, dude, boxing's so much easier than MMA. I was doing jiu-jitsu a lot, like
Yeah.
4 or 5 days a week.
It's not.
And then I started boxing, and I was like, why am I so tired?
Yeah.
Grappling was the hardest thing in the world.
Oh, it's
when
hard
I
to
started grappling.
watching that frustrates me when they wrap up the legs and I'm a little claustrophobic. I can't. It bothers the hell out of me just to watch it, let alone being stuck in it.
Yeah, the
So
reality
you would
is
tap if somebody was just putting weight on you.
No, I mean I don't psychologically. I don't know if I could put myself in that position to do that.
I had a boxing coach like that. He was a heavyweight, but he fought Lennox Lewis. Like
Yeah.
he was a legit heavyweight.
Right.
He was my coach and taught me most of the stuff I know. And every now and then when he was beating me up, I'd double leg him and take him down. And he would tap before I started choking him. And I'm
It's
like,
not
why are
the
you
choking,
tapping?
yeah.
He's like, I get claustrophobic. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
there's
It-
your
it-
downfall.
It
First
drives me
time I
crazy
did
to watch it.
jiu-jitsu, that's what it felt like. I
got-
got mounted, and I was like, I couldn't get.
Yeah.
Trying to buck him off shit. I was like, oh.
See, there you go. I remember the lesson of, you guys know who Mayhem Miller is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was good friends with him before he completely lost it. And we used to train every day, like 3 times a day. Like I was just in there the same time he was.
Right.
He'd go to fight in Japan and I'd go do my radio show. But I thought I was a fighter. And there were times there where I would do some sparring with him, MMA sparring, and he would take me down and have this stand-up mount where he would stand and have my legs kind of almost folding over my head.
Right.
But
I saw
couldn't-
that in your OnlyFans.
Thank you. Not with him, but I couldn't get him off, and he was standing and raining punches on my head, and I couldn't. I knew it. I felt it. Everything I had to get off was not doing anything, and he was just looking at me like, get up, dude, get up. I'm like, wait, are you talking to me while this is happening? Are you encouraging me to get out of this?
It's so frustrating to watch these guys, even just on TV, and my legs start getting jittery when I do it. It's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it really is.
I love it.
By the way, that you have to. It's a weird. There's people who want to go and do that, and that are like, this is enjoyable to me. That get up every day and go train. And then there's 99% of the other people in the world that would do 1 or 2 lessons, and they go, this sucks. I'm never doing it again.
This is why I started Ellis Mania. Because the first pro fight I ever had, the training, the cutting of weight, the knowing that someone's going to try and kill me in 3 months from now was a life-changing experience for me.
Yeah. Who'd you fight first? A fighter or a regular?
I had a pro MMA fight against an MMA fighter that was like 2-0, and I was 0-0. And then I had another fight with another guy that was, I think he was 43 and 40 or something. He fought Dominic Cruz. Dominic was training me a little bit for that fight, and he was like, "This guy's older, but make no mistake, dude. Like he's had
tough.
like 80 pro boxing fights. He's gonna smack you." And he did. He almost killed me. But then I ended up winning because I always win. That's just what's up.
And I met Jason by doing Ellis Mania, and this is sort of
that's what I wanted to say.
This is how Carnival
for this
of Combat.
thing, Carnival of Combat. If you're here, you're in Florida, and you want to try this, you can start training right now, and I will give you a boxing fight that is a real fight against a guy same level as you. If
I want to enter a listener as a representative of my show,
you can send his video to me right now, and I will get back
and you'll
to him
find
and get
somebody.
him
Can I
tickets, and
say
he will be in a
even
fight.
better? Why don't we get 2 listeners that have a beef that want to settle it at Carnival of Combat?
I mean, we might be able to do
arrange
that. Yeah, we can find some.
If you're listening right now and you have a beef with somebody, maybe your ex.
But don't manufacture it. Don't call
I
up
just
with
want to say
something
this:
stupid.
if you're a man, or even ladies too, one time in your life, you need to fight to know who you are. Some people think they don't. I don't think everybody needs this, but I think a lot of guys, especially that walk around with a little bit of a shattered ego or something happened in your childhood. This is you're not gonna go to hospital. You're not gonna get real hurt. I promise you that.
Right.
Anybody gets tagged and looks like they're in trouble, we end it.
stop
I'm
it,
not trying to make it like go to the
they
death,
don't want.
buddy.
This is not one of those things. I mean, this is legit with the boxing commission and everything. There's
It's
not
as
going to be.
legit as you can get, but I also, because I know that these people are untrained and I don't know who they are and how tough they are, so I always lean on the side of caution. If you get tagged and you look a little rocked, I'm not. You know,
Right. You don't want
it's
them to
not
get hurt.
it's not for a belt. It's
Yeah.
not for all the money in the world. It's a show. You want a taste? I'm going to give you a taste, but also you get to go to the after party.
I bet you. If we can't find 2 legit folks, I could at least find one guy that we can enter as a Mike Calta show representative.
Oh, for sure.
You
to
don't-
fight somebody.
I'm having. There's a fight I have called the musical chair fight.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's 10 people, right?
Yeah.
So you fight for 1 minute. If you get smoked, you got smoked for 60 seconds.
Right.
Get over it. You're going to be in the after party. Everyone's going to be pumped.
Yeah, those, so we have the influencer fights, the comedians fighting Alex Stein.
Okay, well, let's start from the beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
tell me all that.
So we have
This
the
is
influencer
November
fights.
4th.
November
Yeah.
4th.
In downtown St. Petersburg, and it's Carnival of Combat. Where do you get tickets?
CarnivalCombat.com.
Okay, so
Main event
because
is
people
me-
are scrambling right now to figure out where this is happening.
Yeah, CarnivalCombat.com. Main event is me versus Tim Butterly. Then we have the co-main event.
Now, Tim, I got to be honest with you. I'm on Tim's side on this one. I
me
liked
too.
him when he was
What
here.
is going on?
He was-
Everybody is.
Yeah,
Little
I mean, he
sus.
just
Yeah.
seemed like Tim didn't
He's a
seem
good
like
guy.
he was a bad guy.
He's a good
You
guy.
at heart are a bad guy.
I'm deep down. I'm the villain here, and
Yes.
honestly,
You
there's
have a
gotta be
villain's
heel.
mustache.
There's
That's
gotta
the
be a
problem.
heel, and
Yeah,
that's
right.
okay.
He's a bad-looking guy.
Come watch Tim Butterly try to knock me out and watch me knock him out. Co-main event is Alex Stein versus 3-time Ellis Mania champion Mike Harrington, who's one of my producers.
Now, hold on. So I didn't know who Alex Stein was,
Yeah.
but I just saw him
He's very
chasing after
entertaining.
Marshawn. He's like
A
an
YouTuber.
influence. Yeah, well,
He's like a right-wing troll. He pretends
He's a
to be-
troll. That's exactly what he
pretends
is.
to be Tucker Carlson's son. Like that's the whole
Right.
thing.
Nice.
I was very unsure about Alex Stein.
Who
when I-
doesn't want somebody that looks like Tucker Carlson to get punched in the face? Who doesn't want to go to this and watch some
whoa,
Chuck-
whoa. Very
Chuck- I
good,
was
Jason.
gonna say-
Very good. You did good.
I was
some
very
large
the jury was out on Alex Stein because I only saw his stuff with the AOC, like him,
Yeah,
and all
he's
the
like
stuff
one
he
of
was
those. He's
I
like
never
one
saw
of those
that.
people who's trying to be famous, from doing YouTube stuff. He's a troll.
Yeah.
He's a video troll.
So, but
But he's very punchable.
I wasn't
Yes.
sure about how I felt about him until I met him at Skankfest, and he was so funny and so entertaining, and he's so for the show, and he's
Right.
making a big pro wrestling thing.
Agreed.
So, and honestly,
Does he have a real job, or is he just
no, that's
That's a good
just what he
question.
does. dude.
just what he does?
Yeah.
Love him
And he
or
makes
hate him.
money?
Alex
Right? I
Stein
feel like
is
that
fighting.
suit's the only one he can afford.
Alex Stein is fighting at Carnival of Combat, and if you love him or hate him, he might get knocked out because the guy on my team, Mike Harrington, has fought at Ellis Mania 3 times. He can't fight at all, but he's willing to go.
Yeah.
He's just down to do it.
How they're just boxing.
They're just boxing. It's
Yeah.
all
And-
boxing.
And
And then the other events, we have a bunch of other comedians
well, hold on,
fighting
you're
as well.
right. You're rushing the drama. You're
Sorry,
rushing the drama.
sorry.
You're rushing the drama.
Slow down.
Alex Stein is fighting this guy that has boxing. He's going to get killed.
He said boxing at Ellis Mania. That doesn't mean he can fight.
Yeah.
This guy.
Harrington,
No, Harrington is his
a fat
producer,
guy.
and
Right.
he's a larger gentleman. And
Like my size larger or muscular larger?
Nowhere near that.
Short
That's ridiculous.
and fat, like a mole.
Wouldn't allow that.
How's he going to get in the ring? I'm
Listen to
joking.
me.
I'm joking.
I have to shoot you because I can't fight you. No, I understand. So, listen, you're underestimating my ability as a fat man to fight.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm.
Is he
That was
underestimating?
the most insulting thing you could have ever said. You could have said BS. You could have just you going, okay, was the best. Let's just move on. All right, Alex Stein fights this guy, and this guy has gone before. Alex probably has never been in a fight in his life.
Alex has been training.
Training,
he's a big guy.
training.
He's
But
maybe
answer the question:
6'4".
Has he had a fight?
Never had a fight.
Right, so this guy's gonna kill him.
But he's 6'4".
Not necessarily.
So
If you have 3 fights at Ellis Mania, that doesn't
No,
mean that you're
Jason.
good.
What I'm
Well,
saying is
listen,
Alex Stein has never been in a fist
But
fight
what
in
Jason
his
just
life.
said, but listen. What
Yeah.
Jason said before, we're talking about sort of like the Ngannou, sort of doing this unorthodox stuff
Right.
that wouldn't really. So
But-
here's the thing: if you haven't fought before, sometimes if you're just a big dude, you start wailing things, and you could just land. Harrington's not a fighter.
Harrington
Yeah.
doesn't block and slip.
He just,
Like
he just
this
fights,
is what
yeah.
I'm trying to tell everybody. This fight, November 4th, has people that think they're famous. They have followers.
Clearly.
They have people that are online going, "Oh, you suck," or "You're going to win." Like there's a lot of pressure for these guys to win this fight.
Right.
Their egos are way bigger than just some dude off the street.
Right.
But they can't fight.
Okay.
So that means that there's like if you watch a really good boxing fight, people slip and block pretty much everything.
Yeah.
This is no one is missing a punch. Like
Yeah, you're gonna watch people's heads get knocked off their shoulders.
Do you know they used to do this thing here, which I'm sure you're aware of, but I went to it one time, Tough Man competition,
Yeah.
where they had people come out and sign up that night, just sign up
Yeah.
to fight, and then they paired them by weight. And these
That's
people,
what we do
again,
at Ellis Mania at Skankfest.
I've been doing that for 20 years.
Yeah.
yo, I mean, but just average people. I mean, I
Yes.
watched them go in there and just a house mom just get knocked out by another house mom.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
So that you can do
I
that
do
as
that
well.
every
Oh,
year.
I love it.
At
I love
Carnival
it.
of Combat, I promise you, we're going to be short a couple competitors, and people will be signing up day of.
That night,
Oh, yeah.
to fight.
Unquestionably. So here's the other thing: we have a lot of fan fights. The great part about Ellis Mania and the evolution turning into Carnival of Combat, we have the musical chairs fight, where it's 10 guys.
Yeah.
Whichever 2 guys miss the chair, they have to fight, and they keep going until there's 1 guy left. There's blindfolded shock collar, where there's 4 guys
We're
wearing
adding
shock
cowbells
collars.
now.
Oh, so you can hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 guys wearing shock collars, blindfolded. They're all just swinging for the fences.
Let me
And
tell
then we
this-
have a couple of pros in the ring at the same time, kicking and punching the blind electric
Right,
people.
while they're in there, yeah.
Because sometimes when you punch somebody, they don't know that you're like a 10-0 pro fighter.
Right, you try to fight
and then they
back.
try to fight back, and then the crowd laughs because they're like, "What are you doing, you idiot? He's gonna kill you!"
I have the best idea.
What?
Calta should be the fucking.
Whoa,
frickin'.
Louis.
I said frickin'.
3.
You did not say freaking.
Yeah,
The
Pinata.
FCC would disagree with you. Calta versus what?
No, Calta should be the pinata.
I
Do you
feel
wanna be the
people are gonna
pinata?
hate
Have you
me.
ever seen the pinata fight?
I have not.
So we
You
dress.
dress you as a pinata. It's got candy all over it and
I
stuff.
don't know if you
You'll
guys know
love the
I'm
candy.
rich
That was
already. I'm already rich. I'm not doing any of this stuff.
But we're not making money
no,
out
I'm
of it
kidding.
either.
Yeah, I'm joking. Guys,
for
you
the
dress
glory,
like a
Mike.
pinata.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
so
we-
it
and then
seems
we-
glorious already. Go
and
ahead.
then we protect you from 3 guys that try to beat you up.
Fans try to beat
Oh.
you up, and you have professional fighters protecting you. While
Right.
but you also get to punch. It's so much
Yeah.
fun. Ari Shafir did it last year. Sam Tripoli did it this year. Tim Butterly did it last year as well.
Yeah.
I did it the year before.
Would it be great if you do that and then don't protect me? Just let them all come at me.
But Yeah, that was totally going to happen.
For those reasons,
by
I'm
the way.
out. Yeah. No. Okay. Wait. You made me think of something else.
Do you want to punch somebody while they're being electrocuted and blindfolded with a cowbell on?
I don't feel like that does anything for me either.
It's pretty funny. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I do it every year, and I get quite a giggle.
I'd like to just watch. I think it would be a fun time to be down there.
That's probably
Yeah. Okay, so all these things are happening. We did a fight one time that I think you guys might want to incorporate. They make these long. This is not a joke, Jason. They make these long dildos that are like this long. All right, thick and long. We bought 2 of them and put them in the center of the ring. Put the guys in the corner. And then rang the bell, and they ran out, grabbed the dildos, then beat each other with the dildos. That's the funniest goddamn thing ever, because they're huge and they're thick, heavy rubber, and it hurts like hell when you get hit with it, man.
Yeah, we had a nunchuck fight.
Oh, nunchucks are good.
But the padded ones.
Yeah,
But people were cracking each other across the face, and it was very funny.
We had some fun stuff because we couldn't box at Skankfest because we do Ellis Mania at Skankfest. So we had to do a bunch of alternative stuff this year. That's why we're coming to Florida. But we did ass slap fights, which was great, like hot chicks.
Sock wrestling was pretty cool, too.
Sock wrestling was awesome. So we had girls trying to tear each other's socks off each other's bodies.
We did a $1,000 women's battle royal, but no fighters, like just average women that listen to the show.
Yeah.
And that was pretty
I think
phenomenal.
you're forgetting about one of the greatest ones. Around Christmas time, we had a show, and we did eggnog out. Eggnog.
Yeah.
We had goggles, the safety goggles,
Yeah.
and we filled it with eggnog so they couldn't see, and then they had to box each
That's
other.
hilarious.
When you get hit and that eggnog comes out, it
I
was
was going to
pretty
say,
awesome.
isn't it eggnog all over the ring?
Pretty
Yeah,
much,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It was the last
That
fight.
was the last one.
Oh, okay. I see.
This is great. I mean, honestly, I why are you guys not doing this anymore?
Because so we
Same
never had
reason
anybody.
we're not doing it in Vegas anymore.
Right. Yeah.
They won't let
So
you.
the boxing commission was very good with us
Those
here.
guys.
They said you had to have them, and they were fine. Then we had a medic there and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
the one of the guys before the fight, his heart was racing too much. They almost didn't want him to fight. That almost ruined everything.
See, that's
Yeah.
if that happens at my event, you're not fighting.
Right. We can't. Well,
If
we
I
don't,
catch that you've been drinking, if I smell alcohol,
you
you're
can't
out.
do it. Yeah. It's just too much of a liability. Then the boxing commission would not let a woman fight a man, even though the woman was considerably bigger and smarter than the guy.
What happened to this country?
But they were cool enough to say we can't be on site for that. So when
Yeah.
that fight happens, we leave.
Oh,
You know,
very
so they
cool.
were good to work with. But then the new company that bought us came in and said we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah,
Especially
things have
like
changed.
yeah, but also like we had employees that wanted to fight each other. One guy accused one of the other guys of being racist, and they were willing to settle it at the thing. And
Yeah.
the company was like, "Yeah, that's not happening." So
If he loses, he's racist.
Yeah. I had the
so-
same thing with Sirius XM.
yeah, they don't want to take the.
But they let me do it, but they just didn't want to be because I was trying to push to have a live announcer on my channel
Right.
announcing the fights.
Oh, yeah.
And one year it almost happened, and it got to the very top, and they cut it.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how good I had it
Yeah.
because they stayed at least they stayed out of it.
Right,
And
right.
did I have employees fighting? Hell yeah, I
Yeah.
did. Like both my co-hosts. One of my co-hosts fought a lady, I think 3 times.
Oh, really?
He lost all 3 times.
That I'll tell you what. We have a friend named Maria here who does jujitsu
Yeah.
with at the Gracie gym here.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the
Does she
fact-
want to do a jiu-jitsu match with a bikini on against
Yeah.
another?
Bikini jiu-jitsu?
She's not. She
Lewis and I
she
think
can
we-
easily be bikini girl, but she
Yeah.
won't do that. But she may fight another girl.
With a bikini on?
I don't know. Maybe.
See, I'm still pushing the bikini.
Look, I'm with you. The
Okay.
gay guy is pushing the bikini girl.
I'm not
with
gay.
you. You
No, he's
said
bisexual.
you were gay
I'm
5
I'm
times.
both.
No, no, he's got an overactive
Listen, I
libido.
don't-
He just
okay.
wants anything at any time.
Anytime you can get
Give
it.
him a hole.
Listen,
I'm
she's
prison
really
gay.
pretty, and she trains really hard. And then I see pictures of her, and she's got bruises on her face, and I go,
yeah.
it's hard to believe, but she's really into it. Man.
That's kind of
So
hot, though,
That's
right?
what
Very
she wants
hot.
to fight.
I will ask her. I'm sure she's listening.
Thank you.
I will absolutely.
I
Ask
think
her.
a chick that fights is hot as hell, dude.
Yeah.
There's
that
something
takes it
about-
seriously.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah.
that I just see girls that do jujitsu. It's like
There's
they're badasses.
Female musical chair fight. She can be in it.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm excited for this, especially since we don't get to do it anymore. I could live through the eyes of you guys. If you went to Skankfest this year, you saw, I think, probably the most successful one that you've had so far. All the videos look great. It really looked like you were missing out if you weren't there.
You got to come
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah.
Calta. Oh,
Everybody is
obviously an
laughing
open
their
invite.
butts off the whole weekend.
The one word you can say is asses. You'll be all right there. Jason polices himself, and he's a good one.
Hey, I'm trying, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
I got kids, so.
Yeah. How
And
many
everybody
kids you
thinks
have?
that I'm the bad. Like when I was still married, it was like if one time my son said the F word
Uh-huh.
with ing on the end of
Yeah,
it, just
yeah.
out of nowhere, and my ex and her family were in the house, and they just all looked at me, and I was like,
It's not me.
I don't say it in the house, like unless they were listening to the Jason Ellis show. I'm pretty sure I'm in the
You
clear.
don't curse in front of your kids?
Now I do.
I do. My daughter's 10, and she had
When
a
I
worse
was-
mouth than I do.
Well, I was married to. I was doing what I was told to do.
Oh, I got you. You're in a different situation.
That's why I got divorced, because I was basically one of the kids.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it turned into a. I was like, whoa, this is.
Yeah.
I came to bone. What happened?
Yeah, I hear you. That's marriage, is what you just described.
Not always, but yeah.
No, I'm in a good situation, but I feel like I hear that from a lot of guys. They don't want to be treated
I think
like a
it's how
child.
you get married and you settle down and you start thinking about other stuff instead of her,
Yeah.
and you neglect her, and she becomes less interested in doing stuff
Sure.
like that.
Like Lewis just gets rid of them after a while. He starts getting bored. But here's the other one.
I got a girlfriend now who I love. She's the
Who
best.
is she now?
She's a professional dancer, and she's
Like
a
a
real dancer, not a stripper.
like a Broadway dancer.
Still
No,
there.
she tours with a Latin recording artist.
Oh,
Yeah.
With like what's his name? The guy in Miami, Pitbull, like one of those things.
Bigger.
Bigger than
Yeah,
Pitbull?
he's huge. Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on, there's
yeah.
no way.
I try to,
Gio's the nerd. You're the waitress of the day. Okay, so you have a real girlfriend now.
I got one too.
Yeah.
A girlfriend?
Yeah,
Who is she?
Jason, he's interviewing me now.
No, I want to know about all because
she's got a. I can say vagina, right?
yeah, she's got one. Sure.
She's got one of those. So
Okay. Now, is
Eat
she
that.
she know you guys like to mix it up? You guys mix it up every once in a while?
we're both bi,
Good. You can't lose there.
and we both
anything
have
you get.
and we both have OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So
You
nobody's.
can plug your OnlyFans. Both of you.
Wolf mate, he doesn't have one. He just wears mascara and pretends to be gay.
It's not Jim Norton, is it?
I like Jim Norton's angle on it. I feel like I should have gone that way. You
Or
know?
you're just doing whatever.
He
you want.
just every now and then he's like, "Hey, trans girls."
And that's it.
Yeah, I got too many details.
Jim was the first person to be like, I don't care what you think, and that's it, and just say matter of
Yeah,
fact.
Jim is like super honest. Like, to a different level. Like, yeah,
I don't know why that stuff. My dad used to work at Rikers Island, and he's not racist and he's not homophobic, and being around all that stuff, and I think that's why I never cared about anybody's. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care. But I hate bullies. I hate people that pick on people and don't like people, and I hate ignorance. So anyway, I'm very excited for this. This Carnival of Combat is going to be huge, and there is no parent corporation to this like Cox Media Group. So this will be insane. This will take over all of downtown. I'm going to tell you that we had an event planned and we moved it to a different weekend.
Oh, wow.
Because I didn't honestly, because one, I wanted to go, and two, I didn't want to compete. I didn't want to have, because we're doing our event the other side of town, and I didn't want to try and draw people away.
Thank
I
you.
want
That's
no, I
very
She
nice
would have
of you.
taken half the.
well, I don't want. I
Also,
want.
we'll give a bunch of free tickets out to your listeners as well
Good.
if you guys want to.
I want this to be huge. I want you guys to find a home here so that maybe Skankfest stays in Vegas and Carnival of Combat comes to St. Pete every
That'd be
year.
sick.
And then we can team up and we could add people to the fights and do some of that stuff because I love working with you guys. I think you're both great at what you do. I used to listen to Jason on the radio all the time, and I've known Lewis for a long time, so I want this to be big. I really do.
I appreciate
and
that.
also, Lewis, no BS. Both of you. No one flies into town twice to promote their event. People are so goddamn lazy. You know how many
Yeah.
comedians are like, hey, can I just do a phoner? And I go, no, we don't do phoners. And they're like, well, I mean, I'm coming in on, like, you want to do it, put the work in. Come in
course.
and be on the show.
I got double
Other than
duty.
that-
I'm
Who?
doing a skateboard demo today with Tony Hawk.
I knew that.
So it worked
but
out.
it's still the fact that you're here.
Jason,
You didn't have to come
take
here.
the compliment. What is wrong with you?
Oh, I just wanted to see if anybody wanted to come to
Where is
Tampa
that?
Skate Park and watch the demo.
Okay.
Do you know if Tampa? I guess Tampa Skate Park's been like a band
It's
was there last
legendary.
weekend. Yeah.
It's crazy though. The last time I was there, they had a vert ramp, which was 15 years ago at
Right.
least. So now I'm going back there today, and there's a vert
See.
ramp there. But I missed the last 15 years of not vert ramp. there. But it's all the old guys: Tony Hawk, Kevin Starr, Bucky Lassick, Bob Burnquist.
Oh wow.
That's
yeah,
cool.
all the.
What are they doing? Are they filming
It's a
something?
Legends demo.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so for listeners that don't know, Jason is also a former professional skateboarder. That's
Yeah.
what you really got your start, right?
That's what I am.
Yeah. All right, sorry.
Skateboarder,
A
fighter,
fighter.
radio host, OnlyFans guy. I mean, you do it all.
You can say starlet.
Starlet.
Is that gay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then, yeah, sure.
I think that's great, and I love the fact that Tony Hawk has been one of your allies this whole time. He's the
Always.
biggest guy in the game,
And he's always had my back.
never not a good appearance on the show. He
Yeah.
probably doesn't remember any of them, but he's always been very good on the show, and he's He's the guy. I mean, we're
I love
living
that kid.
we're living in the this is my Babe Ruth. Like I'll never get to see Babe Ruth play, but Tony Hawk is the guy.
He's the sweetest dude ever. My birthday was this week, and I went to the ramp to skate. And when I came into the ramp, there was floaty balloons all across the ramp. Happy birthday balloons, just like a lot of balloons everywhere, just for me, because he knew that I was coming that day.
He's a good dude.
He's a sweetheart.
So last time you were here, or no, Bam was here last weekend.
Yeah, I saw that interview. That was wow.
He was. Yeah.
He really nailed it. He nailed himself to the wall, but he makes no sense at all.
So my wife is a therapist, and everybody was like, he's on drugs, and my wife's like, he doesn't necessarily have to be on drugs. A lot of times, these manic people who have tried to get sober. That's how it comes out now that they're still all over the place. Yeah, so it sounds like he's all coked up and stuff.
He handled that really well, by the way.
Thank you. I like him. I was a fan of his as well.
Too.
And
but there was a time there where when he started losing it, he had it in for me for a little bit. And
for you? I wish I would have known that.
We were on the same channel, and he had a show on Faction.
Yeah.
And him and his other buddy, they were both really wasted, so I let it go.
Right.
But they were really bashing me on my channel.
Yeah.
And I remember telling my boss, I'm like, I was on the freeway driving to the airport because I was just going to go to his house and knock him out. And my boss was like, please don't go. Like, if you go, we're going to have to fight.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't care about it then. And he was like, please. And he convinced me to turn around on the freeway, but I was going to go biscuit that guy for sure.
Do you know, I love that so much. I did that one time. I walked to my boss's office and said, hey, I'm going to go kill this guy unless you have any reason to stop me, because I was really ready to go. Yeah, you got to
Sometimes it's not fair, it's not right, and you're probably going to pay a price for it.
But it's worth it.
But I'm done with that. Like, if you try to run me over in a way where it just was uncalled for, and you're in arm's reach, you're going to sleep. I'm done with you.
Well, there's a moment where you stop being a radio host or a comedian or a banker or a guy who's working at McDonald's. There's a line, and you go like, okay, well, now I have to punch you in the face. You see it all the time.
I don't want to.
You're like, why would that McDonald's employee just attack that customer? It's like, you can't really hear what that customer's saying.
We're the same age now. Do you feel like my line now is just my kids? There's nothing you could do to me that's going to make me. You cut me off, give me the finger, talk crap about me. I don't care.
Yeah.
You do something to my kids, I'm going to kill you. Other than that, I think I'm pretty chill now. And I think that came with age. It's just not until this year that I was like, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done smacking people. I'm done.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think I'm like that. But there is a.
It lives in there though.
There's certain things that I won't stand for anymore.
Yeah.
If you think you can get loose and say it to me, I'm gonna
like
tell
what?
you.
Don't.
Like what you guys are doing right now.
No, I'm not.
If I don't know you,
he's backing into a corner right now.
Like, I'm
what
going
is
to a
wrong
demo
with you?
today,
We're your
and
friends, you psycho.
if anybody says anything while I'm on the deck that's like in that fashion negatively, I'm gonna beat them with the microphone.
But who would do that? Nobody.
It might be I saw a guy last night that I used to skate with 20 years ago.
Right.
I haven't seen him for 20 years, and he just went. And I was like, oh, okay. So he doesn't want to hang out with me because he knows that I've touched the dude.
And that really turns people off
you
that
think
much.
people? How much of that do you think is in your head though? Because I'm
50%.
pretty homophobic, and I don't care at all.
Pretty homophobic.
Like,
do you mean when you say you don't want to? I have no interest in being with a guy.
I'm kidding.
I know.
I make jokes.
He makes
and
jokes. Yeah.
But like I don't really, and I know my audience specifically is, we have a certain reputation. I
of being
personally
secretly gay.
Yeah. I personally don't know anybody who cares about anybody's sexual preference. Literally, I don't know anybody at all. Some old people, some like old school people.
Right.
Like,
that generation's going.
Is
going.
But I have a pretty big audience. We had a bunch of I mean, obviously, it's such a diverse. At this point, Skankfest legitimately is such a diverse audience. But we have a bunch of gay people, a bunch of transgender people. The big story of the whole event was Joe DeRosa hooked up with a transgendered girl.
I heard about that.
The first show of the festival on Legion of Skanks. They went to the bathroom. They hooked up on the show. It was wild. It was the talk of the whole festival. And then it ended. The festival ended with him singing "I Had the Time of My Life" to her in front of 3,000 people at the goddamn comedy
She's got
jam.
a nice penis.
The audience cheering him on. I mean, she got so many fans, so many OnlyFans subscribers. I feel like I
should have blew him.
I think Dougie, I really feel like it's half in your head.
I blew it.
We all want to try and beef our social media. How about those Zach Amico?
What about
I have never met Zach. Everybody loves him.
I did a naked roast with him every
naked
year.
roast?
Yeah, every
he
time.
he was in town, but he didn't get into town until after the show because I wanted to have him on the show. But that guy, I mean, if I was walking at night in the dark and saw him, I wouldn't know what to expect. I mean, he just is from another planet.
No,
he's
yeah.
got pink hair and face tattoos and all
Yeah,
that
he
other
is
stuff.
another level. He's a monster, and he hosts something called the Naked Roast at Skankfest, and all the roasters are. He's naked. He's a big, fat, 400-pound guy.
Yeah.
He's naked with a penis piercing out. And he does all these tricks with it.
Whoa.
All
He
the
puts his penis in
judges,
a
he
rat
has the
trap.
judges.
Yeah.
Jason was one of the judges.
Right.
Karen Fian, great comic. Also,
She naked
my
too?
ex-girlfriend, she gets naked.
Okay, that's another one. Karen Fian, you had sex with?
I dated these girls.
You, if you're not having sex with them every day.
Yeah, they were my
Kim
girlfriend.
Congdon?
It's my girlfriend.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like I knew you when you were dating Kim, but I didn't know Kim, and now I see her and I go, another one.
Yeah.
I thought you
Another
weren't
one.
supposed to bone comedians.
No, I exclusively bone comedians.
Yeah,
What are you
yeah,
talking
he's
about?
anyone that's
What have I been
a
doing?
6 or higher, he's had sex with her.
No, I just look. You're working in the same business as them. They get what you do.
Listen to me. I know. I as a straight guy, I know an attractive guy. You have taken your 6.5 and to a 9 with your confidence.
Yeah.
And one of my listeners, who's a hot chick, who we gave her the hottest ass award on our last cruise.
Hell yeah.
She hit me up and she's like, "My man's gonna be in the studio," and I'm like, "You love Jason Ellis?" And she's like, "No, Lewis." I go, "Lewis, you love Lewis?" I go, "That bothers me so much."
It bothers me the way you said that, too.
I know. I was like, man. But yeah, look, you have got a good track record, my man. You have done very well.
Yeah.
And now you're dating somebody bigger than Pitbull's girlfriend.
No, she's
And that lends itself to it because once you have a couple hot girls, other hot girls go, there must be something going on. You
Yeah,
know?
they do
women
that.
are dumb.
That helps too. That helps too.
That is really the truth.
Karen Fian is one of those that I think like every once in a while I'll Google a picture of her BH, just take a look at it because it's out there, and I'm like, I kind of
It's
want
out
to see
there.
it.
She's great as well. She's hilarious. But they all judge the naked roast. Naked. Everyone's naked. The audience. We don't do yonder bags. We don't take people's phones away.
Right.
It is all.
You want it to be on social media? No.
People aren't allowed to take. We do. Ari Shaffir comes up and does a speech before the show. He says, "Look, if anybody has a phone out, you're kicked out. We're revoking your pass." We've done this show for 7 years in a row. We've never had a single picture, a single video, nothing. It's all on trust.
Got it.
And the
Oh,
audience.
you don't want people to put the naked social
No,
thing.
yeah,
I
'cause
got
you-
you.
that's why people do it.
I use some.
Yeah.
I posted some of my stuff on OnlyFans.
Just you though.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. That's yours.
I had a
It's different.
boner, and then I put it. I did a what?
I don't know if you could say what you did with it. Let's just leave it at
Silence of the
boner.
Lambs.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
and then release the lamb.
I got you.
Yeah.
It looked like a bird
Surprise!
flew out of the
Yeah, yeah,
house.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Jason's penis.
Oh man, maybe we shouldn't talk about
Boys,
You
let
can
me
say
say,
some another word.
I don't know.
gentlemen,
Call it a
gather
bird.
round.
that. Yeah, I've
Well,
heard. I've heard. Yeah.
No, you haven't heard.
No,
You-
no.
I think I'd rather be
There's no
called gay.
sound. There's no
Stop.
sound that could
Oh, describe
articulate
it, really?
how big it is. You have to
Okay.
feel it or see it. I gotta be
Anyway,
honest with you.
Carnival of Combat though.
I'd take a look at it if you want to take it out.
right now.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I mean, I don't want to stay over there, but I'll take a look
no,
at
I'm
it.
not staying over there. I got to put it on the table.
Gotta put it on your shoulder.
From there,
Maybe
Take
put
us
it on
to
the
break.
laptop.
Take us to break. Hit the button with it.
you're about to be the pinata.
Maybe Tommy Lee that thing.
It's
Listen to me.
wild. It is something else.
Yeah.
Stop
I'm gonna
it.
I
Google-
had a fight.
Stop
guy.
it.
I'm gonna
When I
Google
saw
it.
his penis the first time, I really questioned whether or not I could fight him.
I wish straight guys would be talking about. You know, Pink was talking about what's his name, the Carrie Hart.
Yeah.
We had him on the show, and I go, "Why don't my ex-girlfriends hate me?" And yours is in the news talking about how beautiful your penis is. You make a good impression on somebody even when you're divorced, they're still praising your penis.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
All
don't
right,
know.
I'm going to go to your OnlyFans.
Uncomfortable.
Jason Ellis, Louis J Gomez, fighter, radio host, skateboarder, comedian, fighter. They're bringing their talents here to downtown St. Petersburg, November 4th, the Carnival of Combat. You can go to carnivalofcombat.com and get tickets. I will be out there. I'm committed to this. This is
Thanks,
not
Mike.
a promises thing where I say I'm going to go and I don't go. I've already planned for that weekend. No joke, moved our bone events to the 10th, the following weekend, so that I could be at this thing and we could check this out. I want to see these great fights. It's fun. It's fighting. You could even be involved if you want to, and we may actually enter a fighter before November rolls around.
It's the funniest violent thing ever.
And not too
Orchestrated.
many people get away with doing this anymore. So the guys who are
you
doing
should
it, you
come
have to
because I
support.
don't know how much longer before the rest of America bans me.
Right. Well, you're always welcome here.
Thanks, dude.
Both of you. You got
Appreciate
good guys. And it's great to see you, and thank you for making your way down here. Look, guys are committed to their event when they fly down here twice to promote it. Even though
you.
Jason kind of piggybacked off this one, but it's cool.
I was still going to come anyway.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Kiss Tony Hawk first. Do you want me to tell people today, skate park in Tampa? What
Yeah,
time?
that'd be cool. Yeah, Legends demo. All the guys from the 80s and 90s. They're
Nobody, I mean, the first time I heard about this is when Lewis told me, this is we should have been talking about this all week.
Yeah, I agree. Mike Frazier's calling me right now. He's also doing the demo.
Good. Go see these guys today at Skate Park of Tampa, and this Carnival of Combat, November 4th, downtown St. Pete. It's by. You just go to the website to find the location, but it's right where everything else is. It's outside. It's in a parking lot, but it's right by Janus and that whole area, so it's easy to find. So, gentlemen, thank you.
Thanks,
Have a great weekend. We'll take a long break because we got to get some commercials in. We still have Billy Joel and Jelly Roll tickets to give away. We'll do it before we get out of here. It's 102.5 The Bone.